were thinking about a theme for the SingaPlural 2016. What we wanted was really for the designers to be able to engage their audience in a deeper level. As a follow-up from last year's theme, which was about process, it was something very basic, something to introduce design to public. And now this year around, what we wanted was for deeper engagement, to reintroduce design through an experience, to explain concept using the manner where they could easily touch and feel and experience for themselves.
This idea is actually more on replicating the environment that I work in. So I told the creators I want a replica of my workshop, how actually I feel wood, how I work with wood. Some of the senses that are involved are looking at wood, feeling the wood, so they can understand the wood, and sometimes a little bit of hearing when you deal with certain tools as well. But looking through different kind of wood in this woody palette that I prepared, there are 16 species, to tell people that wood has got its own color, texture, and smell to it. I want people to remember wood has got its own characteristics, just like human beings.
As ceramic artists, usually when we come across exhibits with ceramics, it often comes with this label of do not touch because they are very fragile. But over here we wanted to create a fresh experience where you can not only touch it, but you can also hear it. It's been very nice to see people interact with the installation, which is titled I Feel the Clouds Singing. For ceramics, it has a relatively short history in Singapore, so not many people are familiar with this medium. So how we really reach out to the public usually is through workshops, where they can learn and really get their hands dirty and mold things themselves, and then they understand about the process of making these ceramics, and that helps them to really appreciate this medium a lot better.
Sticky light actually mainly use paper to do many objects. Our designs transform 2D into 3D. There is some surreal things, we make it into realities. This time we make an installation called Scale Up Your Fear. We create a lot of roach, which is bigger size than the normal one. We want to make people scared.
We think that this is a good chance to have our first exhibition in Singapore. The culture between Singapore and Hong Kong is quite similar. When we bring the cockroach to the Asia country, people will know what's that, and then they will scare. It's a good platform to show our creative to meet different people. In Singapore, there is a lot of creative local designers and artists here. It's good to share.
This is my first time exploring furniture design, and SingaPlural has provided me a platform for me to showcase my interests. So my installation for this year is called Noir. These tools are actually inspired by people when they're resting. There's 5 tools in this series because I felt that a lot of people when they're at home, they don't really feel at home. So these tools are actually trying to make the user noir with them, to rest with them. So one of the stools in the series is called Lepak Corner. It's actually a corner sitting with 3 legs. It's actually inspired by somebody squatting in the corner. It's a bit more local also. It's like Lepak Corner. Singaporeans can relate to it.
My partner Shing and I have always been very interested in optical devices, the kind of toys you give to kids so that they can see things in interesting ways. But they're always small, they're like a handheld technology. And we were very interested in the idea of what happened if that became very large, like a room that you could inhabit. It sprung to our mind, especially in this case, because laminates are this incredibly versatile material. They can be optical and reflective, they can be very, very dark and very simple.
Well, scope is made up of 2 parts. There is the inner part, which is highly reflective. So this is made up of our mirror laminates. And then there is the outer part, which is the highlight of the entire installation. It is made up of beautiful woven timber laminates. And you can see it's created in almost like a basket weave type of effect. So what we wanted to do was we wanted to really showcase the timber designs. Because from 10 years ago to now, laminates has evolved a lot from the plasticky laminates to the very this installation.
For designers, SingaPlural is a very interesting event because it's one of those moments where we see the whole breadth of the Singapore design scene, and we can really walk around from room to room and really get a sense of what the suppliers are doing, the material people are doing, the designers, the graphics folks. It's very interesting for us because it's a moment where we see really where we are as a design environment.